Welcome back, Mum. Today we have block 18, Baby Bud. And we are, so if you include this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 away from needing the next lot of fabrics. Isn't that exciting? Which also means we're 4 away from needing, that's gonna be a thing pop up, my friend. We're 4 blocks away from needing to coordinate and cut more white fabric. I am not looking forward to that bit. Maybe I'll give you a little video of how I organize, how I make those sheets. Won't that be fun for everyone? It'll be good sleepy time reading. Okay, what are we doing today? Baby Bud has 1/4 inch seams and scant seams. Yay! Okay, well, we know how to do those. So we're doing 4 at a time, 2 at a time, trimming down to 2.5 inches. Yay, more trimming. We need white fabric B2 and 1 B8. All right, let's see what we're putting with what. Everything's going to need an iron. All right, that's our centerpiece. Do we need this one? Yeah, we need that. Don't know what that's for. Oh yeah, that's our other piece. Okay, so we're just going to set those to the side for the moment and try and figure out what goes with what. So that's going to be a 2 at a time. This is going to be a 4 at a time. That's going to be on the other. All right, we're organized. Okay, let's give everything an iron and pin these and come back. So 4 at a time is around, 2 at a time is cross. We'll be back. All right, we're ironed and we're pinned. We'll get that out of the way. We'll get the ruler that we like, which is never where we need it to be. It's in the corner. Okay, we like to do this standing up, and we also like to zoom in. We'll do our 2 at a time first. So remember, we go either side. You'll need your 1/4 inch foot without a guide on it for this. See, that's why we don't have the pen. If we had the pen, that would be there and I wouldn't be able to iron it for 12 hours. Remember, for that guy, we're going to need no guide. So we'll stick him on the sewing machine, ready to go. Now, for 4 at a time, I like to make my life difficult and put it over the writing. See, yeah, you'll be able to see that. I'll move it up when I do it. So for 4 at a time, we know that I like to give myself a nice little 1/4 inch guide. We know I like to do this because neatness is not something I often prioritize. But if we don't do it, it will cause future problems. So we don't like future problems because they make me have to do more work. So we've learned to appreciate being a little bit neat and organized. I wonder what crap I dribble every time I have to do this task, because I really don't like doing it, but I know it will be bad for me and me alone in the future if I don't do it. I'll make that one a little bit bigger. All right, so because I got a 1/4 inch on the machine from the last time I sewed, I'm going to start with this guy and then I'll switch over and I'll do the 2 at a time, and then I'll be back after some sewing has occurred. Now before we sew, I'm just reminding you that 4 at a time is done at a standard seam, and so is the next one. It's only when we sew them together we're going to go to scant seams. Okay, all right, we're back. We don't like cutting with that one, so we get our true cut out. All right. Yay! This step also means that we have to trim down, which, whilst I'm getting faster at, is still not my favorite thing, and I definitely do side quests after I pause the video. I don't know why I don't like it. It's just so tedious. Now, we did change our thread because it was crappy birch thread. Birch, don't come at me, make better thread. And I went on a cleaning spree and threw all my birches because I hate having crappy thread. I probably would have picked it up for something if I was just having it as backup thread, but I've also accumulated a lot of Rasant thread, so I'm just going to use that. So I'm sticking to Rasant or Gutermann. Gutermann can be hit and miss, especially on the black. But Rasant's been pretty faithful. Probably time for a new blade as well. Everything's getting a bit of a workout. Alright, we don't need him again. We need Old Faithful. Alright, what are we doing? We are trim each down to 2.5 inches and then a scant seam. Now I've already turned my machine to a scant seam. I recommend you do the same, just as a reminder. 8.9 is what we've been using so far and it's worked pretty well. I'm going to iron these all to the pattern side and I will be back to do some boring trimming. Okay, so pretty. Now, we should definitely be experts, but because I do like to have the videos be self-contained because it annoys me when the internet doesn't do this for me, I want to go see something else. I just want to know. So just as a reminder, we're going to go a little bit bigger than 2.5. We're going to go on the 45. Yes, there's a little bit extra there. Don't worry, we're going to be brave and chop it off. Then we're going to turn it. Again, we're going to go a little bit bigger, but it's okay because what our aim here is to chop it off at the tip. A little bit extra there. Don't worry, be brave, chop it off. Then we're going to turn it again. This is when we're going to go for our 2.5. And we're also going to go for our line in the center. There's an extra bit there. Don't worry, we're going to chop it off next. I'm getting much faster at these. Now we're also going to go 2.5 again. And it's going to line up with the point, which is exactly what we want. Chop it off and we're done. Now, it was a bit quick, but that's fine because we know how to do this. And we know from the past, don't worry, I'll zoom back out in a minute. In, out, whatever I'm doing. Now, we know this works from previous blocks. If we get nice and organized, and as we're trimming them, put it that way, we line it up where it's supposed to go, so we only have to do that task once. White, blue, yep. Alright. I'm going to put that aside. We're going to do one more. So line it up with the 45, a bit bigger, then 2.5. Chop it. Turn it. Line it up with your tip or your point. Don't worry, it's going to be bigger. You're going to have an extra bit. Be brave, chop it off. Earlier videos, I was scared of chopping that off. I've now done so many of these. I don't care. Chop it off. Okay, now we're going to line it up with the 2.5. And we're going to have our 2.5, our 45 down the middle. Chop it off. Next one, it's going to be on the 2.5 on all sides. It'll line up with the points. Chop it off. There we go. Now, I'm actually going to move those because I can't see the book because the book's on the other side, or the page is on the other side. Alright, that's going to line up there. I will be back once I have done the last 4. So in an earlier video I discussed what if you're a little bit out. So my tip is a little bit out. I think that's going to be fine, but that's probably as far as I would push it before I would start going, am I going to be in trouble? There's just a little lesson there. Don't have a perfect answer for you about what that number should be, but yeah. I will so need it next time. Probably won't. Alright. The rest of the cutting has occurred. Or trimming, whatever we're calling it. That's really cute. Okay, get the rules out of the way. Alright. So, now as a reminder, we are on scant seams. So we're going to do what we normally do, which is in. I'm going to do all those first. But we're on scant seams. Sorry, Mum. Check your machine. Like I'm doing. Yes, we're on scant seams. Alright, I will be back after some sewing has occurred. Nope, we thought we had an O, but we just moved the order around. Okay, so when I got to the bottom one, I started with the bulky seam first. I just pick what I'm going to have more success at. Alright, scant seams are working. Gonna go this way now, and I'll be back after some sewing and some ironing has occurred. Okay, sewing and ironing has occurred. Is it still looking right? Yes, it's still looking right. Yes, yep. Alright. Looks a bit odd like that. I think it'll look better once it's sewn. Okay, so we are, oh, some of them nested, some of them didn't, just the way the fabric folds. Alright. So we pin. Because we're not silly. And pinning keeps things straight. And having straight things wherever possible is good. Alright, we're still on scant seams, so if you've done a side quest, make sure your machine's on straight seams. I haven't. I came straight back. I was a good girl. Alright. Some sewing will occur. I will be back. Now that's our first long sleeve that I've done, and I didn't get any jump stitches this time, so it was definitely because I had crappy thread in. That turned out pretty good. Alright. Do the same thing. Pin them. Some sit on top of each other, some don't. It's just the way the pattern folds. And then this is our last seam for block 18. Next one looks similar but different. I think we've got a new technique in the next one. I'll have to have a quick look at that once we're done. Alright, some more sewing will occur and I will come back. Okay, the aforementioned sewing occurred, ironing also occurred, and we have our baby bud. Isn't she cute? So, baby bud was meant to look like this. Baby bud looks like this. I think we've done pretty well. My things aren't perfect, but wouldn't be homemade if it was always perfect. I think that's the only one that's a bit off. Alright. Next up is a maple leaf. This looks exciting. So we're going to do combination seam. We're also going to do some extra cutting to get that one. And that's going to be interesting. Let's see all the ways Amanda can screw that one up. Alright, Mum. Enjoy block 18, and we'll be back in block 19 for the next episode. We're almost to the end of pack 2 or pack B.